Morning everyone. Monday morning again comes around really quickly, so I hope everyone is well and has enjoyed their weekend. We're going to get going for the week with a stretch class, a Pilates based stretch, so we'll be doing some Pilates work as well. Nice and gentle, nice and easy. It is a prenatal class, but also suitable for everyone. So whether you just want something nice and easy to get you going in the morning and just stretch you out after the weekend, then that'll be perfect, but also suitable for anyone who is pregnant in any trimester. So we are going to be spending a little bit of time on our backs today, but obviously not too long for anyone who is like me in third trimester. So we'll be popping onto our backs for some hamstring stretch and some glute stretch, but then we'll be moving off into another position. Okay, so I apologise now for the grunting and groaning as I try and get off my back onto my side. Getting a little bit awkward now as baby's getting quite big. And that's the plan for this morning. So make sure you're comfortable and warm, and we will start standing today, and then we'll be going back, side, and then coming back up again. Okay, so nice non-slip floor, something comfortable to lie on, nice squishy carpet if you haven't got a mat, just so that you are comfortable when we are led down on our sides. Right folks, let's stand on up. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure I'm in the middle of the screen there, hopefully you can see me. So let's stand feet hip distance apart. So bear in mind that when we roll the spine down, if there's a big old bump in the way, then we're not going to be rolling as far as we normally would. So I certainly can't roll down very far anymore. So don't try and force yourself to roll that so those hands get all the way to the floor, okay? So let's just balance up between those feet, and let's just soften our knees a touch, just so the knees aren't locked back. Lift and spread those toes, and then the all-important tucking of the tailbone so that we lengthen out that lower back and we stop compressing the discs at the base of the spine. So tucking that tailbone, I always feel a nice stretch in my lower back just when I tuck under. And then just drawing the belly button through gently to the spine. So imagine you're giving your baby a hug with your stomach muscles. And then just lift up lovely and tall. Open up the chest and drop those shoulders back and down, so they feel lovely and relaxed and low. Big space here between ears and shoulders. So just drop your chin down. So we always start with the neck. And then just a little peek up towards the ceiling. And then sink that chin down again. So nice sinky chin. And then let that head roll left and right. So just seeing how the neck feels this morning. Working the base of that neck. And then in your own time, just gently bring your head back up on top. Peeking over the right shoulder. Through the center, coming tall and peeking left. Back to center. And just drop down with that right ear. Feel that nice stretch left side of the neck. And then just come back up and hop on down left one. And then come on back up. Now we're going to drop the chin and just start to roll the spine down. So remember just to go as low as is comfortable for you. So my hands are only going to get to about my knees, because my belly won't let me go any further. And then start to roll your way back up. So lovely and slowly roll your way back up. Let the shoulders come back. Maybe do another shoulder roll there. Just reset the shoulders. And then if you take a lovely big inhale up to top. Oh, really fill the lungs. Exhale down. And just do that one more time. And if we do one more roll of the spine here. So if you relax here and then start to roll. We'll hold it a little bit longer at the bottom. Give those of you that are going a bit lower a bit more time to get down there. Oh, I can feel my lower back today. And then start to work your way back up. Take a last inhale breath. Lovely, and relax down. So I'm going to get you to sweep your hands up to the front. And if you just point those fingertips together and then draw your shoulder blades back and down. Get that belly button drawn through and squeeze up in that pelvic floor. Let's open up your right side. I just want you to watch your hand as it opens out to the side. And then travel up above your head. So lots of rotation in the shoulder joint. Come all the way back down to the thigh and then sweep that hand back up in front. If you open your left one out, follow it with your eyes. Come on up above your head and then a really nice long big sweep all the way down to your thighs. Bring that arm up in front. And then just relax your arms down. We need to reset the shoulders. So let's roll them all the way back. And then if you do that again, just roll. Relax those shoulders there. Take your right arm up. And lengthen over to that left side. I love this one. That feeling of opening up the rib cage is so nice. And then I want you to tick-tock over to the other side. So left one comes up. And then find that extension. Oh, it feels so nice. Let's do one more. So right side. And then really stretching out of that hip. So become a half a banana. And then let's just change over. So left one. And then stretching out of that hip. Lovely. And release back down here. Take the arms all the way up. And then all the way back down. So big inhale, exhale. Just do one more. And our last roll down of the spine. So you should feel that you're starting to get a little bit looser through that spinal column. So maybe you are getting a little bit lower if there isn't a bump in the way. Give your shoulders a bit of a shuffle this time. Just let them hang nice and loose. And then start to work your way all the way back up. A last inhale to the top. And just exhale down. Lovely. Okie doke folks, so let's pop ourselves down onto the mat. So we're going to go onto our backs. We won't be there for very long. So if you are third trimester, we won't be staying there for too long at all. So take yourself down, however is comfortable for you. And we're going to stretch through that hamstring and take some single leg circles. Let's pop down onto the floor. So this is the awkward part. Okay, lovely. Get yourself comfy. And then if we take that right leg, popping him into our chest, obviously if there's a bump there, we're not going to be able to hug that leg in all that far. Let's extend that leg, so up into our hamstring stretch, and just support that leg wherever you find it comfortable. So if you have got a big bump in the way, you might find it helpful to just bring your leg out to the side slightly so the bump can sit in the middle. Have a bit of a play through the foot, so pointing, flexing. And then rotate the ankle round in both directions. So let's get some movement into that ankle joint. And then just relax the arms down to the floor. Keep trying to lengthen that leg away from you. The pelvis is going to stay lovely and still now and stable on the floor. Imagine you've glued the back of the pelvis down, and we're going to start to draw a lovely big circle on the ceiling, and it's anti-clockwise with the right leg, so we slide past that left leg which isn't going anywhere. We come out to the side, back to the top, and all the time you're trying to keep the back of your pelvis stuck down to the floor, so that this pelvis stays lovely and stable. So the movement of the leg isn't causing any movement on the pelvis. It's staying super stable. Make yourself aware of that belly button drawing in. Make yourself aware of your pelvic floor squeezing up. So let's do one more full circle here. So the next time you get up to your 12 o'clock mark, drop that knee back down into your chest. Little squeeze, you might be able to give it a lovely big hug if there's no bump in the way. And then pop down to the floor. Come out like an aeroplane, up onto your tippies. Glue the knees together and just have that little rock and roll side to side. So we're just taking our body weight and using it like a lovely rolling pin on that lower spine. Maybe moving your head as well if that feels good. And then just come back to the center, evening up. And then release those arms to where they feel comfortable. Maybe readjust the pelvis by lifting and lowering. And let's have that left one. So we give it a little squeeze in. If you need to go out to the side slightly for your bump, then no problem. And then take that leg up. Have a little bit of a point and a flex. If you want to hold on to that leg, no problem. Have a roll of your ankle and let's roll in both directions. And then just relax your foot, so relax the foot. Think about putting that super glue again under the back of your pelvis. Lengthen that leg away, relax your arms. So the circles now are going to be clockwise. So remember, you've got really strong super glue on the back of your pelvis. So as we lengthen the leg and work from the hip joints, we don't create any rocking and rolling through the pelvis. And we're making the circles as large as you can cope with without creating too much wiggling. So without while still keeping that pelvis nice and still and stuck down to the floor. So round we go. Check the belly button connection. Check that pelvic floor. So let's make this one our last big circle. And when you get back to the center, have a little hug. And then down for the tiptoes again, out like an airplane. And just roll a little bit. Lovely. So just rolling that low back. And then the next time you go over to your right, give yourself a push so you go all the way over to the right hand side so that we can pop onto our right hand side and give ourselves a little prop up. So if you've wiggled off your mat, if you're on a mat, feel free to just wiggle back on. And now while you're still up here nice and high, have a look at where your feet are. I want you to imagine you've stacked up your feet, and put the soles of your feet against a brick wall that's level with the back edge of your mat. And your bottom, your hips are stacked up against that brick wall as well. And now we're going to pop down. So let's get ourselves comfortable. You can either prop your head up, I'll do that because it's a bit easier for me to then see in my phone, or you can lie your head down if that feels more comfortable on your neck. Completely up to you. So let's take the tummy muscles in to keep these hips stacked and to stop that top hip from rolling out the back door. Start to open up that top leg, so into your clamshell. I want you to feel that squeeze on the glutes and all around that top hip as you get to the top. And then just release halfway. Try and keep a little bit of tension in the leg as you come down. So we want to keep that feeling of squeezing through the glutes, through the hip. Really hold that, what we call peak contraction at the top. And the rest of your body is going to stay absolutely still. So keep the rest absolutely still. So we're just opening up through the hip, holding that little squeeze at the top, and trying to keep a bit of tension on the way down so that we don't just go kind of floppy and let the leg just swing back in. Lovely. So let's just do one more here, and then I don't want you to rest your top leg. So I don't want you to rest your top leg. So come on up, hold that squeeze. And then I want you to come down halfway I want you to relax your head if it's not already there. And I want you to stretch that top leg out. So my sofa's in the way. So my leg has gone a little bit higher than hip height because I've got to clear the top of the sofa. But hip height would be great. We're going to draw the belly button in tighter and start to circle that top leg, smaller circles this time, but keeping that hip balanced and stretching all the way into the toes. I want you to imagine that you are stirring a little pot of soup, pot of stew, something nice and wintry, and just stirring it here from that hip joint. Let's take it around the other way. So let's take those circles backwards. And just check that you're still breathing. And stretching away into the toes. Let's do 2 more circles. And then if you pause, have a little stretch in. And then to take ourselves onto the other side, we're going to push ourselves up. Hop onto your knees. Let's just cat and cow to change sides. So let's just roll up through the spine, down through the spine. So if anyone is third trimester, might start to feel like there's just a little bit less movement through these movements. I know I haven't got as much flexibility in my spine now, and that is just because there's so much going on in my stomach. Baby's getting quite big, so I just don't have as much potential to move. Let's come back up to neutral, and then if you just sit down onto your heels, give yourself a little spin, and we can pop on down. So before we go down to the floor, stack up your feet. Imagine you've put them on that brick wall, hips, knees and feet stacked. And then if you get your head comfy, so either propped up or laying down. So remember, these hips are against that wall. Take that belly button in, so give baby a hug with your abdominal muscles. And then let's start to open up through that top leg, so into your clamshell. And so the work's really done when we get near the top. So I want you to hold that squeeze at the top. So I can feel here that the muscles around my bottom at the top and all around this hip area are contracting. And then try and keep a little bit of tension as we just release halfway. So we don't want to take the pressure off really. So just come up, 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 up. Hold that squeeze. Rest of your body staying lovely and still. Now this is a great one to really think about holding that pelvic floor up. Just because of the position we're in and that nice small movement, we can really think about holding that squeeze. Especially if you are going to be using those pelvic floor muscles to help yourself have a baby anytime soon. Got to keep working on them. Scary thought. Good. So opening up, holding that little squeeze at the top. Let's just do 2 more. So belly button squeezes in, pelvic floor squeezes up. Lovely. And then we're going to do 1 more here. So let's open up again. Open up, 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 up. And then just come down halfway. And then if you relax your head if it's not down already. And then lengthen that top leg away. And then start to draw those circles. We'll go forwards first. And everything else stays very still. So particularly around the hips and the pelvis, I want everything to stay very still. So the movement is small enough that it's like we're stirring our little pot, but we're not creating so much movement that we're actually wiggling around in our center. So we're using that control of our deep tummy muscles to keep ourselves stabilized down to the floor. So let's take that leg round the other way. Keep stretching away into those toes so that we keep the leg as long and as lean as possible. So circling it around. Check you're still breathing. Let's do 2 more. And here. Lovely. And then if we pause, we might want to just bring that knee in a little bit. Probably not going to be able to tuck it up too high if there's a bump in the way. And then if you give yourself a little push, let's come on up, hands and knees again, and let's just repeat that cat and cow. Have a little wiggle through the lower back. It's always nice when you pop into your hands and knees position first, then rolling up, Working back down into your cow. Let the shoulder blades come on up. Come on up. Rolling down. Let's just do one more either way. So let's roll on up. Last one coming down. And then if you just come up to a neutral spine, pop onto your heels. Lovely. So I'm just going to adjust myself here so that I'm going to face you guys. If you want to adjust as well, that's absolutely fine. So if you're happy kneeling, super. If you'd rather pop yourself onto your bottom, then that's absolutely fine as well. Just stack up that spine again, lovely and tall. And let's take a twist to the right hand side. So just walk your hands around and just think about lifting right up into the crown of your head. Feel that nice twist through the mid-torso. And then just step around to that left side, keeping lovely and tall. And then coming back to centre. Take a breath on up to the top and bring your elbows down into a little cactus shape as you exhale. And I want you to draw those elbows right on down and feel your shoulder blades draw as far away from your ears as possible. Inhale up, draw the shoulders down. Let's just do one more of those. Inhale up. Feel yourself drawing the shoulders down and together. Good. And then if you inhale up, and then lose your arms all the way down to your sides. Let's take a last inhale to the top. Bring your hands together. Let's come down and sign off for your session for this morning. So hopefully that feels good. So my lower back's been quite sore over the weekend, so it does feel good to just move it in every direction and just limber up a little bit. So it certainly feels looser now than it did half an hour ago. So that's it for me for this morning. So have a lovely rest of your week, folks. Look after those bumps if there's a bump there. And I will see you guys on Thursday morning. Take care of yourselves and we will see you soon.